do I really believe all this? Do I really believe that there is God? Do I believe that Jesus rose again? Do I believe that my dad is now going to heaven? I've said it. How many times have I said it? We're going to rejoice when dad goes to heaven, and we're going to, yay, and all these good things, and he's going to have a reward. But do I really believe it? Now, just stop for a second. And I'm sorry if you're listening to that and going, wow, I thought she had more, faith. I thought she was raised in a Christian home. I'll just be flat out honest with you. When the person you love so much goes away, where are they going? You have to ask it. I have had to ask it, and I asked it when it happened to my mom. I ask it again when it's happened to my dad. And here's what I want to share with you. Here's kind of what I've been wrestling with. I don't feel it. I don't feel that dad's in eternal reward. I feel sad. Someone who loved me more than anybody else, I think, is gone. Where'd he go? Where is he? So I'm wrestling with what faith means, because faith is not a feeling. Faith is not a circumstance. Faith, as I'm trying to learn, is a choice that we make. And I'm here to tell you that I wrestled with this, and here's what I'm saying. I'm putting my stake in the ground that I believe it. I believe the whole thing. I believe the whole thing in the Bible. I believe in the Garden of Eden. I believe in the ark. I believe in Jesus dying on the cross, resurrected 3 days after, battling and overcoming sin. And because of that, my dad has a place to go. I believe it. I don't feel it, but I believe it. And that's the difference. And faith in that circumstance is followed up by action. You take action that follows through with what you say you believe. And so I'm seeking to take steps that underline the choice that I make to have faith. But I don't know, is this something that anybody else has experienced when you lose someone? Like, do you wrestle with that too?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think we all wrestle with it in different ways, but it comes in waves. And when you say you're looking for actions, I think we tend to reduce faith down to one choice, one time.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of ways, yes, you choose.
Like the big choice.
Right. Like you surrender your heart to Christ, invite him to be the Lord of your life, 100%. But then there are a million, if not more, moments of faith where you have to choose again and again and again. And again, I'm right there with you. I stood by my dad's bed for 4 days and watched him decline after falling and breaking his hip. And my dad and I were probably as close as anybody I've ever been close to. We were natured so much alike, and we understood life so much alike, and we shared the same struggles. And I think it would not be faith without struggle. Because faith is believing what we can't see. So I think the struggle is part of what God wants us to understand, that, God gives us faith. Faith is a gift, I believe. He gives us faith to believe, and he helps us with all of those things. But I believe without the struggle, it's not really faith. I think somebody who always just believes, the depth of their faith is not at the depth that it is with when you struggle with it. Because when you struggle, those roots go down deep. Mm-hmm. And you have to, like you said, drive that stake in the ground and say, I'm staking my life on this, even though it hurts. And somewhere along the line in our spiritual lives, we've come up with the idea that anything that's hard is not of God. Okay, y'all. Let's go read the Bible. Right. I don't find very many people in there who had an easy time of it, And yet we're so shocked.
Right.
right?
Yeah.
When struggle comes, we're like, God doesn't love us because it's hard.
Well, and I think that's part of the hope of heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that when we get to heaven, sin is gone, struggle is gone, all of the things that are the heartaches of this world are gone.
Yeah.
And we get to, one of the things we get to do is meet our loved ones for the very first time the way God made them to be. Without the sin of this world, without the scars of the trauma of their lives, without the scars of the abuse of their lives, we get to meet them anew and love them anew and see them as the whole person God created them to be. And what a beautiful hope that is in heaven.
Yes. Yes.
And we get to stand shoulder to shoulder with them as we worship our King.
Yes.